Should American players ditch MLS and go to Europe to become better players? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Drew here, back again with another MLS Monday video, the segment where we talk about everything MLS, everything US soccer, every week. Even though my channel now is basically just about MLS US soccer content, all videos, so it's no need to say that anymore, I guess. So yeah, should American players ditch the MLS and go to Europe to become better players? Or should they just stay in the MLS, and will that affect their growth as a player or affect them when it comes to the national team stage? That's the big question, guys. That is a question that has been brought up a lot in the US soccer community stuff. Back in like a couple years ago, whenever whenever Michael Bradley and Clint Dempsey came back to the MLS from Roma. Michael Bradley was at Roma, and then Clint Dempsey I think was at Tottenham Hotspur at the time when he came to Seattle. But yeah, they came back to MLS, and then Klinsmann made a statement. Yeah, Jurgen Klinsmann made a statement saying that he didn't like it, but he can't stop them. Something along those lines, that he really wasn't fond of his national team stars, his big stars, coming back to MLS and just competing at the MLS level. He really was suggesting and really hoping that these kind of players and all the other players would go to Europe and go to a Champions League team. That was his big dream, to have lots of American players play in big teams who fight, for the title, and also fight for Champions League soccer. So obviously those kind of statements really sparked a lot of controversy within MLS. The whole community, people were like torn. They're like, no, we're fine in the MLS. And then some people were like, yeah, he's right, they should go to Europe, they should ditch MLS, the level is not there yet. And it was just so much problems, and I felt bad for Klinsmann because he had so much on his plate. Like, honestly, he was like the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, and he also was like director or something like that, right? Like some kind of director. He had like 2 jobs, and they just like put so much, and they relied on him to like bring the youth up and do all this stupid shit, and like just to like help the league and help the national team as well. And I don't feel like they didn't like back him. Like, they wanted him to do this, but they didn't back him enough for him to actually accomplish these things. I think it was just too much on his plate, and we as American U.S. soccer fans, we expected too much of him. Like, oh yeah, we got a nice German coach who he coached for Germany as well in the Euros and World Cup, and we just expected too much. So sorry if you're watching Jurgen Klinsmann. I know you're not, but I apologize, because I was mad. I'm like, this guy needs to be making us win every game. Back to the topic. Should American players stay in the MLS, or should they go to Europe? What's better for them? What's going to be better for the national team? What's going to be better for the sport in America? Well, let me give you my point of view. This is actually what this whole video is about, is my view on this. So my view is, I think for right now that they should go. For right now, I think American players, if they want to compete at the highest level, if they want to be better players, get better training, become like a better player, I think they should go to Europe. And not just anywhere Europe. Not just like, the third tier of English soccer, like the championship. They shouldn't go there, because I feel like MLS teams are, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I think MLS teams are a little better than those teams. But the kind of teams that I would love to see lots of American players play for would be, the big teams, the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, the Bayern Munichs, Man City, like all those teams. I would love to see American players really competing for a starting 11 spot, not just being a reserve, not just being like a squad rotation player, like really competing and putting in work and getting all this training and all this learning so much more than they could in MLS. Because I'm gonna be honest, like, let's all just be honest, MLS, the competition and I can't even think of the word, like, it's just not, the intensity is not the same as it would be if you're playing in Barcelona, or if you're playing even like one of the Manchester clubs, or even like one of the lower leagues lower teams, like a Swansea or a West Ham, West Brom, one of kind of those teams where you're just pushed to the limit to not get relegated, to not lose, I don't know, just to compete. Like, I feel like it's just so much, they get so much more intensity if they would leave MLS. Wow, I was just I just totally babbled. I was like totally off script. Sorry about that. But anyway, that's my thought. I really think they should go because, like I said, right now the level of the MLS is not where it should be, not where it could be, not where it's gonna be one day, hopefully. So what about some examples? Let's see. Okay, so what kind of players do we have outside the MLS who are American players, obviously, who are really like killing it with their clubs? Okay, let's see. We got DeAndre Yedlin. He's playing for Newcastle, and he was the right back for the national team, right back for Newcastle. He was playing for Seattle Sounders, and I believe, Spurs picked him up at first after like his World Cup, his 2014 World Cup, where he really impressed like lots of people, I'm guessing. They picked him up, but he was loaned out. You know, he didn't cut it there, which sucked. I was kind of disappointed by that, but he still stayed in England and Europe, and I was really happy for him. He's now with Newcastle United. They were relegated, but they're back in the Premier League. For what I think, he's doing pretty good over there, which is great for him, and I think he's becoming a better player than he was and maybe could have been if he stayed in Seattle. Another big star we have over in Europe, obviously you guys can guess the biggest star we have right now and probably ever had, Christian Pulisic, who is local. I didn't know he was local until I looked up his biography. He was actually from Hershey, Pennsylvania, and that's like not that far from me. I'm like, oh my god, brother, we're PA brothers. So actually, Christian Pulisic, I don't think, he never played in MLS. But actually, that kind of shocked me. He was signed to Borussia Dortmund's youth academy or youth team from the PA Classics at a young age. Obviously, he was like a young teen, barely even a teen, I'm guessing. No, he was a teen. Yeah, he's probably like 15-ish. So that makes me wonder, what if Pulisic actually stayed in the MLS and got signed by an MLS team? It probably would have been, if you're looking at it, he was in PA, those teams, he probably got signed by Philadelphia Union. So let's just say if he stayed in Philly Union, would he have been the big superstar he is now that he is because of Dortmund? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that he would break out. He would, I think, be like a main starter for Philly Union, and maybe even get transferred to like a bigger team than MLS, like a Seattle or Toronto. And I think he would have been a great player, but I don't think he would have been the player he is today because of Dortmund. I think them getting him at a young age really boosted his potential. The way they taught him, the academy he was at, that really must have helped him out. I really think it worked wonders for him, obviously, because now he's a fucking wonder kid, so he's fucking killing it right now. So Yedlin and Pulisic aren't the only, American players we have overseas. We've also got some players in like smaller teams, like we got Shaquille Moore, who plays for Levante, who's been really impressing me. He played a game against Barcelona I watched, and I was really impressed by the way he was defending and attacking. He looks like he's a really big attacker, which is great. We also got Eric Lehigh, obviously played for Nottingham Forest. He's been there for years now. Scored, I think, 2 goals against, was it Arsenal? I think it was Arsenal, but I was like, damn, that's Eric Lehigh, yeah. And we got a whole bunch more, in like small teams, like some teams in like Denmark or some lower division English teams. They're all over the place. They're just not really talked about too much, which is unfortunate. I think they should get some more recognition. So yeah, that's my take on this whole situation. I think they should go overseas and get become better players, basically. But I don't think that can be the case forever. I really truly believe that one day the MLS will reach that level and players will want to come to MLS or just stay in the MLS to reach that level that the MLS has, and they'll in turn still become better players, still become a better national team as a whole. But right now, it's not. I think they really should go. I think they should just branch out. I don't know what else to say. I've been saying the whole thing. They should go. That's my point of view. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. I always love seeing you guys' comments. I'm really so appreciative of how much you guys watch my videos. I love all my comments you guys get. I love all you guys for watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on this whole situation down below. Should they stay in MLS? Should they go? And if they did go, what kind of teams do you wish our American players would be in? I think I said thank you so much for watching already, but I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.